The village was too quiet at night. Eliza had come for the peace, for the absence of city noise. But the silence here was heavier, like cloth pressed over her mouth. The old woman who rented her the stilt house gave her 3 rules: never leave meat uncovered, never hang mirrors, and never walk past the last lantern after dusk. Eliza smiled, nodded. She thought she'd escaped superstition by coming here. Instead, she'd walk straight into it. By the second week, the lanterns lining the path to her home began to flicker blue after dark. Not just one, all of them, one by one, like eyes closing. In the stillness, she would hear it, a dragging, wet and deliberate, like something heavy being pulled through reeds. The sound stopped when she turned her head, as if it too was holding its breath. The villagers stopped meeting her eyes. Children would watch from doorways, fingers pressed to their lips. A monk muttered a chant and spat salt into the dirt as she passed. "Spirit favors strangers," a shopkeeper whispered when Eliza pressed her for answers. Then quickly changed the subject. "Favors strangers." The words looped in her head like a curse. She saw it on the 3rd week, through the bamboo slats of her wall, framed in the moonlight. A woman's face, pale and radiant, hair flowing like black water, and beneath the chin, not a body, but ropes of glistening red, pulsing like roots torn from the earth, veins glowing faintly as they trailed into the night air. The thing hovered soundlessly, head cocked as though scenting her. Eliza's own breath caught in her throat. She couldn't move, couldn't blink, couldn't decide if it was beautiful or monstrous. At dawn, her porch was smeared with a dark stain. Not blood exactly, but something thicker, with a metallic tang that burned her nostrils. Inside her bag, the compact mirror she'd forgotten to unpack had shattered on its own. And pinned to her door was a strip of temple cloth with her name written in a trembling hand. She tore it down, but the smell clung to her fingers. She tried to leave, bags packed. She went back to the old woman, but the door stayed bolted. A neighbor slipped her a note instead. "Feed her blood or leave. She follows warmth. She hates loneliness. She was once one of us." On the back, in charcoal, a crude drawing, a head trailing dripping tendrils, like a tree without a trunk. The ink bled into the paper, leaving damp smears on Eliza's skin. That night, she locked every window and sat in the center of the room, clutching a candle. The flame bent sideways, though no wind blew. The lantern outside guttered and went dark. She must have blinked, because suddenly the spirit was inside, gliding above the floorboards, its ropes of red curling like snakes across the wood. Its face hovered inches from hers, eyes black and endless, mouth parting just enough to taste her breath. Eliza opened her mouth to scream, but the sound came out wet and small. The last thing she felt was warmth rushing from her throat into something cold and hungry.